In the not-so-distant future, we solved the problem of sleep. Or so we thought. We didn't rest any more, we invested. At the heart of it all was the Somnivore Sleep Institute, and their promise was salvation itself. Store your sleep, spend your life awake. But debt, in any form, always collects. And this debt was unlike any other. The Institute was a cathedral of clinical white and gleaming glass, where the hum of machines had replaced the sound of human breath. This is where Dr. Mara Venn worked. She hadn't slept in 8 days. She didn't need to. She was the architect of the sleep bank, a device that allowed you to deposit rest-like money into an account and withdraw it when you needed to stay awake. It was perfect, until it wasn't. One day, Mara noticed an anomaly. A patient, Eli Hart, was overdrawn. His sleep balance read -73 hours. She frowned. That shouldn't be possible. No one survives a deficit past 40. As she stared at the flickering monitor, a soft voice emerged from the sterile silence behind her. It was Dr. Calder, the Institute's director. His eyes never quite fully open. "You underestimate human desperation, Doctor," he said, a faint smile on his lips. "Some people would rather die awake than live asleep." Mara found Eli in a therapy chair. He was pale, with dark circles under his eyes that looked like bruises. His pulse was a frantic, irregular rhythm on the monitor. "You've gone too far," she told him, her voice clinical but firm. "You need to rest." He just shook his head, his gaze fixed on something she couldn't see. "I can't," he whispered. "Every time I close my eyes, I see it." Mara leaned in. "See what?" Eli's voice dropped even lower. "The one who's still awake, inside the dream." Hallucinations were a known side effect, a symptom of extreme sleep deprivation, but Eli's descriptions were unsettlingly familiar. They matched the reports of a dozen other patients, all describing the same thing: a figure watching them from within their own dreams. The staff had given it a name. They called it the Dreamer. Determined to fix the problem, Mara hooked Eli back into the sleep bank. A silver crown of sensors pulsed with a faint blue light. "Let's bring you down gently," she said. The machine hummed to life, and for a second, all the lights in the lab flickered. On the monitor, Eli's brain waves spiked violently, then flatlined. Mara's breath caught in her throat. "Wait. There's no REM activity." Calder's voice came crackling over the intercom, detached and cold. "Don't interrupt. He's paying back his debt." Mara shot back. "You don't pay back sleep. You lose it." Later, alone in the control room, Mara replayed the security footage from the experiment, slowing it down, frame by frame. At precisely 2:17 in the morning, she saw it. Eli's body had gone completely still inside the sleep pod, but his reflection in the glass, it hadn't. It moved. It smiled. A chill ran down her spine. That night, she couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. Staring at her own exhausted face in the lab's mirror, she saw her eyes twitch with fatigue. She blinked. Her reflection didn't. It just kept staring, a faint smile slowly forming on its lips. And then it spoke, in a voice that was hers but not hers. "You're awake inside my dream!" She screamed and smashed the mirror, the glass scattering across the floor like shattered starlight. In that moment, the horrifying truth hit her. The sleep bank didn't just store rest. It collected dreams. Every unconscious thought, every forgotten nightmare, every fleeting moment of peace, it was all being harvested, compressed, and traded. The dreamer wasn't haunting the patients. It was the collective consciousness of everything they had given away. The next morning, the institute was eerily quiet. The pods hummed, but the corridors were empty. Mara searched for Eli. His pod was open, vacant. Inside, a single, handwritten note. "Thank you for setting me free." Confused, she pulled up the security logs. The footage showed her, from the night before, walking calmly to Eli's pod, opening it and getting inside. But she had no memory of doing any of it. She had entered her own creation, and the system had just accepted a new deposit. Her world dissolved into darkness. She was floating in a void, surrounded by whispers. A figure stepped forward from the shadows. It looked like Eli, but it wasn't. "You made us sleep forever," it said, its voice a chorus of 100 others. "Now we dream through you." It opened its mouth, and blinding light poured out like smoke. "Where am I?" Mara cried out. The Eli thing smiled. "Inside your debt." Her eyes snapped open. She was back in the lab, gasping for air, her clothes soaked in sweat. The room was the same, yet older. Dust coated every surface. The monitors were dead. She stumbled to the window and looked out. The city was gone. In its place was a silent, overgrown wilderness. The buildings covered in vines, lifeless. Her reflection in the glass stared back, and as she thought the words, its lips moved in perfect sync. "You slept through the end." Years later, explorers found the ruins of the Somnivore Sleep Institute. They found the pods, hundreds of them, each filled with a person locked in a state of eternal sleep. Every single one of them was smiling. They called it the city that dreamed itself to death. Only one monitor in the entire facility still had power. It flickered with a corrupted recording of Dr. Mara Venn, whispering the same warning over and over again. "Don't fall asleep. It's still collecting." But humanity never learns. Far away, in a new, bright lab, a young researcher boots up a sleek device. He checks a file on his screen. Somnivore 2.02 reconstructed source code. Dr. M. Venn smiles, confident, and presses run. The lights in his lab flicker, just for a second, and in the reflection of his monitor, standing right behind him, is Mara, awake and smiling. Sleep is a mercy, and mercy was the first thing we sold. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the dark, don't forget to like, subscribe, Horror Signal channel, and maybe think twice before you close your eyes tonight.